welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I'm your host, Steven. I'm joined today by the usual panel, and today we are talking about video game memories, because we have a lot, and they're juicy and awesome.
I'll share a quick one. This is actually pretty similar to Steven's with Metroid. I think you said it was Metroid Fusion.
Yes, sir.
But mine has to do with Zelda. I was telling Anthony about this earlier today. But I had, around the time that Skyward Sword came out, I was playing the snot out of it, and I took the Wii over to my mother's house because she invited us over for dinner or something, and all of my siblings gathered around in the living room, and we're just having, a grand old time watching me play. And I get to the first Girahim fight, where he just kind of menacingly walks towards you and deflects things with his sword, and there was one moment where I'm getting low on hearts or something because it took me forever to fight him for the first time. So I go look for a heart in a jar, and I'm facing towards the wall. And then as soon as I turn around, he comes dashing at me, like full sprint, running at me, and I just scream at the top of my lungs, and my siblings screamed as well, and we were just laughing our heads off after that. I probably had to pause it and let my adrenaline drop a little bit before I finished the fight. But that was a great time that I had with my siblings playing Zelda. Zelda is one of those games that is just chock full of memorable gaming moments. I mean, from the Master Sword, the very first time that you pull it in Ocarina of Time, to even the creepy parts like the dead hand in the bottom of the well, and the Shadow Temple.
Nope. Yep.
Just so many, just re-deads. Like, there was a lot of things there, and even in more recent games, Skyward Sword had the Guardians and the Watchers with the bell. I'll never forget that. Like, that for me was
the Silent Realm.
Yeah, the Silent Realm. Anytime there's like a chasing sequence, my adrenaline just skyrockets. So if any adrenaline junkies out there, that's a good way to do it.
Oh,
I forgot about the Silent Realm. I forgot about that, and that's funny because I bought Skyward Sword HD a couple of years ago, and I played that part. It was like even scarier than I remembered.
Mm-hmm. And they still do this. They still do this with like the Breath of the Wild Guardians as well. Like the first time you hear that little piano tinkering, and it freaks you out. You're just panicking as you're looking for cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Skyward Sword, when I was doing the Lanayru Silent Realm, I remember. So I was looking at for one of the tiers. And there was this minecart you had to push, and there was a tier underneath it, or there might have been. It was something important. It seemed like, the way I remember. But anyway, I started pushing it, and then all of a sudden, a pool of waking water starts appearing underneath it, and I just remember just getting the heck out of there as fast as I could. It gave me a heart attack.
Yep.
Because I was being so careful about all the waking water, and all of a sudden, it just starts pooling at my feet. I did not like that. Also, just real quick, and then sorry, Lisa, I know you want to say something. Another moment in Skyward Sword that was shockingly dark and kind of really creepy was the part when in the Ancient Cistern, when you go to the basement and you see all the undead bokoblins, and they just made that moment really creepy.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway,
especially climbing up the thread.
Yeah. You had to shake them off.
So the thing I was gonna say was kind of more of like a really, really frustrating moment in a Zelda game. I still have not gotten over it, apparently, because I am still frustrated. Playing Twilight Princess, and I was at whichever temple has the pose. Oh, the tall guys.
Go on. For some reason, it's not coming to me at the moment.
Guys. Anyway, there was some tall pose.
Were they striking a pose?
Oh no.
So in that temple, there was some re-deads, and there was a room where there was like 2 or 3 re-deads and several sand pits. There just so happened to be a sand pit in the corner. What ended up happening? That a re-dead screamed at me and froze me. And then somehow, I don't remember how it happened, but I got either pushed or hit, ran into the a sand pit in the corner, and then I just kept getting screamed at and frozen in the sand pit until I drowned. It was so frustrating.
That sound like they're punching you when you were down.
Yeah, all the way down. Well, and what was funny was that, like, at first I was panicked, but by the end of it I was like, yep, there's still just here, you know, my head's almost under. Bring it up, you know. Oh,
Goodness.
You know, it's so funny. I talking about this and all the remembering suddenly so many memories like this in Zelda games. Even, you know, we mentioned the Guardians of Breath of the Wild, but there's one of the labyrinths that also has a basement that was you drop down into this basement and there's just like a zillion guardians down there. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
And Lionel's as well was another one. Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
While we're on the subject of scary Zelda moments, that we do have to give a nod at least to the the Gloom hands from the
Oh.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh my word.
My first
yeah.
experience.
Oh my word.
There was so many really fun moments first playing that game where I was glad that I didn't get spoiled on a lot of the details. You know, like the first time a tree suddenly popped out of the ground and started attacking me, and I
Oh
just
my
sat there.
gosh.
I sat
That
there
was-
like so confused and laughing at the same time. So there was a lot of good moments like that. But the first time I ran into the Gloom hands, I was just exploring this cave innocently, just looking for treasure. And I remember seeing this red pool start appearing. And I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden the hands pop out. And by this point I'm running. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but this is not cool. And I was for a while I got up high and I was shooting it in the eye to try and take care of it, and it did like slivers of damage. And so I tried to escape, and I must not have thought to use Ascend, I guess, because I was in a cave, so, you know, oops. But anyway, they just kept on grabbing me until I died, and it was super fun. Those things are fast. You can't outrun them.
You're dang fast, man.
Yep. So that was a very, very stressful Zelda moment.
Yeah,
It was
but before we leave the topic of Zelda as well, because I know we want to get to other games and other memorable gaming moments, but we can't ignore the elephant in the room. That's the entirety of Majora's Mask, with the creepy moon face, the last 5 minutes countdown before it comes crashing into the earth. There's so much in that game that was scarring, traumatizing, pretty dark.
I was randomly really not okay with the toilet hand.
Oh yeah.
Of all the things to be scared of, I could not take the toilet hand.
I'd be terrified. I mean, yeah.
Now that we're talking about things that don't make sense to be scared of, I'll throw out.
Hey! Makes total sense.
Whoa. Okay.
You're the one who said it. You're the one who said it.
Just kidding.
I'm about to give an example of my own, so there you go. So, as a kid, I had an unreasonable fear of Gloom from Super Mario RPG. That goofy-looking dog monster with multiple eyes and a weird number of cheekbones, or I don't even know how to describe the thing. But, you know, I remember the first time I was watching one of my brothers play the game, and they dropped down the pipe into the room where Gloom is standing, and he just stands there stock still. And I remember just this absolute chill of horror just settled over me. I didn't know what I was looking at. I knew it looked super creepy. And then when he went on to talk to it, it started moving, and you know, like, it sealed the deal. I was absolutely terrified of Gloom. And for the longest time, as a kid, when we needed to do household chores, like for example cleaning off the counters, we had to go down into the basement, into the laundry room, and get some washcloths to wipe them down. And the washcloths were really close to the furnace, and the furnace had this little cubby that went back behind. It was basically just this dark corner that you can't really do anything with. And I just remember every time going down being sure that Belome was hiding behind the furnace and he was going to eat me if I didn't get out of there as fast as I could. So at any time I went down, I'd grab a washcloth and I would book it back up the stairs. And it lasted years and years and years.
There's a force field at the top of the stairs, so he can't come through.
Yeah, that's right. Or at the very least, you know, being in the light of day or around other people where, you know, anyway.
You're not the only one that was scared of that furnace room. I don't think I had the Belome behind the furnace, but there was something nefarious back there. I remember doing the same thing of grabbing the washcloths and running out of there as fast as I could.
Me too.
So.
Yeah, it was a scary furnace room. It was a weird dark corner.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. If you like this content, please be sure to subscribe, like, and ring that notification bell so you can hear more of our ranting about more of our gaming memories in the future, perhaps, as we create more, because there's always new games coming out, always new experiences to go through. So stay tuned on that.
We'd love to hear your memorable moments
in the comments down below.
Yeah.
Please do. We'd love to hear it. Oh, also, we have started a Discord community of sorts. Be sure to hop on over there and share your experiences there with us as well. We'd love to hear them.
And just so that it felt authentic, we actually did create it on Discord.
Yes. That is a true story. That's
actually a real Discord server, so come join
Oh, I like my joke.
It was funny.
All right. Oh yeah, and be sure to buy some merch if you want to. We also opened a merch store. You can see it down in the comment you can see it in the description below. And until next time, guys,
keep it nerdy.